So if you're looking at this, you're probably going, what are we doing today? Well, I was driving down the road the other day and the truck just went and went into neutral. So we're going to be changing a transfer case today in the old Duramax. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. So I saved you guys all a step, and I took the drive shafts out. Well, I didn't. My buddy did. Took the drive shafts out, took the transfer case out, and I got them both sitting here on the truck. But what I wanted to show you was there's some stark differences here. So this is the transfer case I took out, and spins, no spin. This thing grenaded inside, and we don't know why, but I have a good suspicion. And this is the new one we're going to be putting back in. But what I wanted to show you is it's very important that you check this out, because on the back of the transfer case, there's a number right here. I don't know if you can see it, but this number is 261 GM. And this one is 261 HD GM. This one was a different gear ratio inside, and when it would engage into four-wheel drive, it probably blew the front differential up, because I got noise in the front differential, and it probably grenaded this transfer case from too much stress. So we're going to do the right thing and put the right transfer case back in. One transfer case out, and now we're going to reinstall said. So I wanted to show you what happened to the old transfer case, just for kicks and giggles. I was curious, so I tore it apart, but I'm going to show you real quick. Hold on just a sec. So what I'm looking at is this is the fork that engages, that keeps the two-wheel drive engaged to the rear drive shaft. And then this right here is the actual gear set assembly. You can see the teeth are all worn down on it. And then this thing was like not sitting in that fork right anymore, so it wasn't engaging in the teeth. So it had worn a huge chunk out of the case, and all these metal shavings you see on the ground and pieces, and like this is a piece of the case. Yeah, not good. So that's what happens when it just wants to engage halfway in four-wheel drive when it's going down the road, and that's probably due to something else worn out that I can't see yet. But I take back what I said earlier. I thought that this transfer case was correct, and when I tried to put it in, I found out that the spline count was different. And this is actually out of a 6.0 4L80 motor, 2500 HD, which is a regular 3/4 ton truck and not a 2500 HD Duramax. So back to the drawing board, and we're going to keep looking, and sometimes this is the way it goes. But just wanted to show you guys what had happened to this one. It's not pretty, so this is what happens when things are not exactly as they should. Hey guys, so I've made a couple of discoveries since the last time I had taken a video, but you also might be asking yourself, like, why is this all out of order and not in perfect sequence? Well, it's because you just never know what's gonna happen, and you get into doing a job and something just blows up right in your face. So I'm gonna show you exactly what's going on with this transfer case problem I've had, and I'm gonna show you why I was wrong when I was talking about the numbers and stuff before, but in a Duramax I'll talk to you about that. So after driving to New Hampshire, laying on my back in the mud for 3 hours, underneath another Duramax, this is the correct transfer case. So this one down here was also the correct transfer case, but blew up. That one I had the other day that I was talking about numbers and 261s and X's and H's and D's and all this stuff and weird hieroglyphics. Well, here's the truth. 2001, 2002 Duramax, or any Duramax with an Allison transmission, must have a 261 XHD. It's an XHD transfer case. If it's the if it's the manual transfer case, and that's the little And if it's the push button one, it would be a 263 XHD. So I've already changed the front differential. On this one, because this one is all loose and just worn right out. And let me tell you, that's not a fun thing to change. It's not that bad. There's only a couple of bolts holding it in, but there's a big skid plate that goes right across it, and just, you cannot get this thing out without taking the whole front end apart. But I got a new one in there now. It's all tight, not loose, and I'll show you that real quick. But I'm gonna throw the transfer case in and throw the drive shafts back in, and it's gonna be mint. And so that is plan for this. Is the scenario I got going on right now. So I thought initially that there might have been something wrong with the transmission, but you know, this is all nice and tight, and the differential's changed up there, so I gotta do something with all this wires and stuff hanging in my way. But I'm gonna just change all this stuff and put the transfer case back made to the old Allison transmission, put the drive shafts back in, and we're gonna take her for a test drive. Not a good word. Alright, be that way. Good play. Get my way then. Wheels, just yarn it up there. Slam this in half-heartedly. Well, now we have a problem. Transmission's not high enough. It's alright, we'll fix that. It's not one thing, it's another. Know when you do anything, it can never be simple. You just, you know, don't tell it sounds expensive. a two-person job, by the way. We hadn't figured that out yet. But, you know, you don't need them. Just have to have a talented set of legs. There it is. One transfer case installed. Let's put a nut on this, just, you know, make me feel better about this whole thing not falling on my head. So the transfer case is all in. One thing I wanted to note though, there's a transmission mount that goes right here, and there's a bolt right where my finger is, and a nut anyways on the transfer case on the bottom. You have to take this mount off first in order to get to that bolt. If you don't do that, you're never going to get this transfer case off, and you're going to run into all kinds of issues. And there's also one way on the very tippy top, and custom wrench needed. This is a 15mm, I cut it in half. You're gonna need that short wrench, or if you have a stubby wrench, to get that nut off the top. Other than that, these things are pretty straightforward. But I'm gonna button up this, put the cross member back on, put the cross member up there for the front diff, since I had that apart. Drive shaft back in, hook all the connectors up for the linkage, and we'll take this for a test. Well, this is the first test. Pulling out of the driveway. Let's see how it goes. So, I can tell already it's a lot smoother. No more of that clunking and banging, and every time I came to a stop before it would like crunch and grind. More of that. So transfer case success. Duramax 1, transfer case 1. That's a win in my book. So hey guys, if you like this content and there's something I'm missing, or you want to see more of this, hit that button down there, like and subscribe, and don't be afraid to throw a comment in there once in a while and help a brother out. So thanks for watching Overland Garage, and stay tuned because I got more on that Ranger coming up. But wanted to show you this little transfer case project. Not real in-depth, but kind of an overview, but thank you for watching. And of course, when you change a bunch of parts, I mean, you just have to do this.